Wild pigs, also known as feral hogs, are an exotic invasive species, and corral traps are one of the most recommended wild pig population reduction techniques. They offer the flexibility to adjust the dimensions of the trap to the size of the sounder being captured. Corral traps exhibit the highest capture rates of stationary traps in use today. Research conducted in Georgia found that corral traps were 4 times more effective than box traps. Most corral traps can be constructed for $500 or less, depending on the materials used and the gate selected. Important factors related to corral trapping include the time of year and reducing the interference of non-target species. Wild pigs are omnivorous, and a high portion of their diet is vegetation. The seasonal availability of vegetation and mast can impact trapping success. Ideally, the best time to trap is during the mid to late winter when food resources are in short supply. This makes the bait provided an easy and attractive meal. Late summer is also a good time to trap near water sources, as high temperatures influence wild pig movements, causing them to seek water to cool themselves. Non-target species often present unexpected challenges to land managers seeking to trap wild pigs. A wide range of wildlife species can impede trapping efforts, such as raccoons, white-tailed deer, javelina, or turkeys. Problems with non-target species range from consuming the bait to triggering the trapdoor. A variety of techniques can be used to reduce the influences of non-target species, such as changing the bait or developing other strategies to deter non-targets. Often, the temptation is to place a trap at the site of the initial wild pig damage. This practice will only increase the complexity of the trapping process, as the bait provided will be in direct competition with the food resources the pigs are actively seeking. The best strategy for trap placement involves intercepting the pigs before they reach the damage site if possible. Locating traps near active trails leading into damaged areas is a great strategy to increase trapping success. Once a suitable trap site has been selected, the pre-baiting process can begin. Pre-baiting allows the pigs to become comfortable with visiting the trap site. This should be monitored with trail cameras. The trail camera photos or video can provide information on sounder size, body size, and frequency of visits by wild pigs. This information can then be used in the trap planning process. A typical corral trap is constructed using 3 to 4 utility panels that are 16 foot long and at least 5 foot high, with 4-inch by 4-inch mesh throughout. T-posts are spaced every 4 feet around the exterior of the trap, and each post is wired at points ranging from the top to the bottom of the trap with doubled over wire. 2 primary gate types are used for corral traps: manually triggered and remotely triggered gates. Manually triggered gates are animal activated, while remotely triggered gates are human activated. Remotely triggered gates can be much more selective than manually triggered gates. However, both gate types can be effective. Once the trap has been fully constructed, it may take a few days to a few weeks for the pigs to comfortably enter the trap enclosure. During this time, the trap gate should remain in the open position to allow the pigs to enter and exit at their discretion. Once the wild pigs are routinely entering the trap, the gate can be set to catch. With manually triggered gates, there are a variety of trigger mechanisms available. These include the traditional tripwire, rooter stick, bucket trigger, tire trigger, plate trigger, push-through Wexford gate, and others. When baiting a manually triggered gate, you will want to bait in a way that will allow as many pigs as possible to enter the trap enclosure prior to interacting with the trigger mechanism. Shelled corn is one of the most common and widespread baits used in wild pig trapping. Remotely triggered traps can be baited similarly to manually triggered traps, with the goal of enticing the entire sounder into the enclosure prior to activating the gate to close. These systems utilize motion sensing cameras to capture real-time images of video activity at the trap site. Human activation of the trap gate can then be initiated off-site via a cell phone or computer. It is important to understand the laws concerning wild pigs in your area prior to moving them alive from the location of capture. In Texas, wild pigs can be euthanized on site, taken to a processor for slaughter, or transported and sold to an approved holding facility which must be licensed and inspected by the Texas Animal Health Commission. If the decision is made to euthanize the pigs on site in the trap, it is recommended that an individual use a firearm and place one single well-placed projectile into the brain of the animal for proper euthanasia. To ensure a brain cavity shot, an imaginary X can be drawn between the ears and the opposing eyes, and the shot should be placed at the center of this imaginary X. Make sure to dispatch the trapped pigs in order from largest to smallest. It's important to know the local laws and ordinances pertaining to the use of firearms in your area. Loading live pigs can be accomplished using a prefabricated trailer ramp or by directly backing a trailer up to the trap gate. Remember, it's important to place a board between the bottom of the trailer and the ground to prevent the pigs from escaping underneath the trailer during loading. Once the ramp or trailer is securely in place, one person can calmly walk around to the back of the trap, which will most likely cause the pigs to run towards the front of the trap and into the trailer. This has been an overview of the corral trapping process. You can find more information on wild pigs and their management on our website, feralhogs.tmu.edu.